Hello, this is Marina, and I want to thank you for trying another way. Go ahead and find yourself someplace really nice where you can sit down or lay down and take it a moment or two and just get comfortable. And as you're taking time to get comfortable, we're just going to slow down your breathing a little bit. So go ahead, and we're going to take a deep breath to the count of 3 through your nose and let it out for the count of 4 through your mouth. And let's do that one more time. In for 3 through the nose and out through 4 from the mouth. Something I want you to know is that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, and at any time that you're listening to me, I want you to know that you are always the one who's in control. And at any time, you can always just open your eyes. And so, let's take one more of those really nice deep breaths in through the nose for 3 and out of the mouth through 4. And as you can hear the sound of my voice, you might hear other noises and sounds. And your conscious mind can decide which of those sounds are necessary to hear, while the unconscious mind can just let the other things go by. Or the unconscious mind can decide what it wants to hear, while the conscious mind could just let those other things go by. And while I've been talking to you, I want you to notice perhaps any warm sensations in your body. And just let's gently scan your body right now. And I just want you to notice any tension, any tightness, and we're just going to loosen it up. So just imagine we're at the top of your head, and you're just kind of melting, and just soften those temples. And you might even want to rub the sides of your jaw, right where your jawbone is, and just gently give that a little massage. Open your mouth slightly and really let your lower jaw relax. Your neck begins to relax, and those shoulders just drop down into that spot, and they relax. Let's take a nice, slow, deep breath and watch that chest relax. And as you exhale, bring that breath to the belly. And you might even want to place your hands on your belly and just let that really relax. Your legs begin to feel just a little more relaxed. moving down to your kneecaps and all the way down to those feet which may fall to the side, and those toes. Perhaps there's just a little sensation there. Maybe you want to wiggle them. Maybe they're just falling down. But everything now is a little bit looser than when you started. And your deeper mind knows that it doesn't have to keep track of the time because there's always a clock. And the clock has wonderful patience. It just takes time, 1 second at a time. And just like the clock, you can take time, 1 second at a time. And when you need to find that patience, to stop something that you don't want to do, you can just take your finger and your thumb and press them together. And take 3 long, slow, easy, deep breaths. And really let all the air out. 2 more. And every time you do this, you will feel this patience come over you, like it is right now. And you will instantly feel more patient as you see the clock and know it only goes 1 second at a time. And just like when you press your finger and thumb together, it's almost like this man who needed to be control of what was his. He had this boat, and he set out for the day, and he kept paddling, and well, he was paddling his boat upstream. He was against the current, and it was so hard. Every stroke was like a fight. But he had to keep going because he just felt the most in control going in that direction. And you know what's interesting? And your deeper mind probably knows this. But what that man doesn't know is that if he let go and surrendered to the current, his boat would turn around. The oars would drop, and he would float gently downstream to his destination. And it's kind of like this habit you have that you're trying to kick. And you know what's so interesting about habits is when you get one and you feel like you just can't stop, well, what's really going on is that you really just don't remember when it was that you didn't do this. Because I know, and you know, that there was a time that you didn't do this thing. There was a time in your life where from morning to night you didn't have this bad habit, and you survived, and you grew, and you thrived. And right now, I don't know why it is that your brain is not letting you remember that you don't need this habit, that actually you're better without this habit, and that this habit actually has control of you. But it makes you think you're in control. And so, I know a trick. There was once this really wise person that told me that when you have a bad habit, you have to think, why is it that I seek this out? What is it that this bad habit does for me? Am I avoiding anger, sadness, shame, embarrassment? I don't know what it is, because it could be different every time. But that bad habit just kind of makes you forget about that anger, that sadness, that pain, until the next day, when that anger and sadness and pain is still there. And then we feel shame and embarrassment. We go back to our old friend, the habit, who'll say, forget that. We don't have to feel that right now. And we feel good until we feel bad. And you know, when you're caught up in this cycle, it can be really maddening. But I want you to do something. I want you to just kind of float outside yourself. Just elevate yourself outside of your body and look down at yourself. And when you get a really good look at yourself, you'll notice that there's a glass wall around you, and you're trapped in this habit. But what you can see when you float above is that when you can break free of this habit, you will begin to imagine yourself unstoppable. But you've still got this problem of what happens when you get angry or embarrassed or sad, rejected, mad, and you're looking for that habit. Well, you're just going to look beyond that glass box for another habit that helps you feel better. And I'm going to take you there right now. When you feel that anger, I want you to just open your arms and invite it in for a minute. And then I want you to do that breathing. 3 in through the nose and 4 out through the mouth. And I want you to do this 3 times as you hold that emotion. And I want you to really feel why. Why do you feel that way? Does it remind you of something in the past? Does it remind you of something that maybe you're not doing? Does it embarrass you? And then I want you to give it a squeeze and just own it. And say, you know what? I'm in control today. And today, this might make me feel bad. And I know my habit will only temporarily make me feel better. But I can instead breathe through this moment and take a walk. Drink a glass of water. Call a friend. Cry. Or listen to an audio like this. And then, when you breathe and you realize that you've survived, and now you don't have to worry about that shame and embarrassment of that habit, you'll start to realize this amazing potential that's always been there inside of you. And you'll start doing things that push you forward. Just imagine that right now, what you would do if there was nothing stopping you, if you didn't have this bad habit tomorrow morning. Let's just imagine that now. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose for the count of 3 and out of your mouth for the count of 4. And just imagine waking up tomorrow morning without that habit. And what are you going to accomplish? Maybe you can help others find ways out of their bad habits. Or maybe you're so happy it's not holding you back. You just spring forward into action. Just imagine. And it's all by just not doing one habit. And you remember there were many years of your life where you didn't even have this habit. And you lived, you survived, and you thrived. And my voice will go with you when that habit tries to knock on your door. You're going to open your arms, embrace that feeling, breathe in 3 seconds through the nose, 4 through the mouth, and you're going to do that 3 times, and you're going to really know that you're in control. Because right now, just imagine you unstoppable without that habit, just like when you didn't have it all those many years ago. And you don't ever want to hold yourself back. And you know, as I've been talking to you, many things have changed. Your breathing has changed. Your heart rate has changed. And you have changed. And even right now, the air is changing. And every moment is a chance for you to change, because you know there's always another way. And I want you to go ahead and take 3 energetic breaths right now, in through the nose and really out through the mouth. And 2 more times. And 1 final time. And go ahead and wiggle your toes and open your eyes. And you know there's always another way.